Families across the country have trusted a Santa Clara County man to help adopt Ukrainian children.
But there are concerns tonight that families are not getting the full story about the kids' mental health.
ABC 7 News I-Team reporter Dan Noyes is here with some of the risks of these international adoptions.
That's right. Well, Dan and Carolyn, the family you're about to meet, thought they were adopting healthy children from the Ukraine, a boy and a girl. They found out later the kids actually came from a mental institution and have serious problems. How could they not know before opening their hearts and their homes?
This has been probably the hardest thing. I can't imagine going through anything any worse than what we've been through the last 19 months.
Lori and Jason Sheese thought they were doing the right thing. The North Carolina couple decided to adopt 2 children from an orphanage in the Ukraine, but now say they were misled by the people who were supposed to make sure the adoptions went smoothly.
It has destroyed our family. It has literally destroyed our family.
In April 2010, the couple learned about the plight of Ukrainian orphans from a church group.
I cried through the presentation that they did.
The Sheeses were hooked. The church group introduced them to David Avila, who runs Advocate for Orphans out of his Gilroy home. Avila charged them $4,875 for adoption facilitation services.
He's supposed to make sure that we have all the information that we need.
They agreed to adopt 9-year-old Sveta before even meeting her. And after Jason went on a mission trip to the Ukraine and saw the living conditions at the John Coy orphanage, the family also decided to adopt 14-year-old Alec.
You want to get them out of there because it is a horrible physical environment.
They say Avila never raised any questions about the children's health. They received just a few sheets on each child, written in Ukrainian, that glossed over some serious issues. When they arrived home with the kids, they experienced the first signs of trouble with Sveta.
She hits and she kicks and she threatens to commit suicide. She's threatened to kill everybody in our family.
The Sheeses brought Sveta and Alec to neuropsychologist Dr. Ron Federici.
It was very clear that these 2 children had very significant developmental neurological disabilities.
Federici diagnosed Sveta with 12 psychological and developmental disorders. She now lives in a mental hospital in North Carolina. Alec was diagnosed with 7 disorders.
They should not have been made available except to a family who openly and willingly stated, I want the most severely handicapped and disabled child who has fetal alcohol, drug exposure, brain damage.
The Sheeses had no idea what they were getting into. They say they discovered later that the Ukrainian orphanage was actually an asylum.
This was never disclosed to us by anyone.
The family believes David Avila should have told them about the children's condition and about the orphanage.
He should have known. He was paid to know.
ABC 7 News featured Avila in a story about his adoption program here in the Bay Area back in 2008, a program similar to the one the Sheeses heard about in North Carolina. Avila brings Ukrainian orphans in a group to meet American families.
80% of the kids that come over find a family that adopts them eventually.
David Avila declined to be interviewed when I reached him by phone. After the I-Team spotted him in Gilroy, he took us on a tour of the town and stopped at the police station. Officers warned him to follow traffic rules. Hey, David. I approached as he rushed into his home.
I need to talk to you. David, really. Come on. You're going to put a jacket on your head. Are you being straight with families about the kids they're adopting?
Avila did give Jason and Lori Sheese a contract with the clause that health of child cannot be guaranteed. Parent is encouraged to seek the advice of medical professionals with expertise in international pediatrics prior to and during their adoption process. In California, adoption facilitators like Avila must register with the state. We checked. Avila and his Advocate for Orphans was registered, but lapsed in 2010.
If someone doesn't have that registration, then that is an issue that they may be operating illegally.
The Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office tells us there have been no complaints filed against Avila.
That's obviously something that we would have to investigate. We look at both sides. We're fair to everyone.
Lori and Jason Sheese say they will be filing a complaint against Avila, and they are spreading the word about their adoption experience, hoping it's not repeated by other families.
We brought these children here with hope, and there's such a loss of hope.
We spoke with a family who was featured in the ABC 7 News story with Avila back in 2008. They say they are happy with his services, but admit their adopted son has had behavioral problems as well. As for the Sheese family, Jason and Lori visit Sveta in the institution. Alec is in high school, and his parents are still worried about his future. So they have a tough road ahead with
It's
both
heartbreaking.
kids.
And they're paying the expenses.
That's right. That's right.
That's expensive stuff.
Some warnings there about the risks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan.